This is a NOB software demo on equipment licensing information. Okay, the first prompt is item. If you want to select the next available item number, you just hit the enter key in an all field and it'll bring up the next available item number for you automatically. Now if you wish to tie in a fixed asset to this license information, you can. Otherwise, just hit enter and leave it blank. Equipment item. We're going to use 8139 hour equipment. Okay, we got that. And the description. This description will carry forward to the recurring journal. Just use a simple description that'll kind of explain what you're up to with this recurring journal. Okay, I'm just going to call it license. And this is IRP licensing. Okay, the expiration date is actually the date that the license expired. Let's say it expired on March 1st, 2020. Now, once it expires, this line item will kick in for licensing. Okay, the starting period once this expires is 2020 or 2020-03. The ending period is just a 12 months license, so it's going to be 2021-02. The group is for grouping balance sheet accounts for reconciliation. What it does is you can throw all the licensing for all equipment into one GL accounting code, and then what it does is group the information in that GL accounting code based on this group code. If I just hit the enter key, it's going to select a group code for me. Basically, it's LIC underscore for licensing and then the equipment number. That way, this piece of equipment gets recorded on a line item so that when you reconcile your balance sheet account for prepaid licensing, you have equipment detail on there. It's kind of neat. Okay, dollar rounding. Do you want dollar rounding or not? Yes, we do. The amount is going to be $2,350 for this annual IRP license. The plate, you really don't have to put this in, but it really makes it complete if you do. The state, you put in the state code or IRP for international, or actually interstate, but either way you want to pick. Maximum weight is optional, although it does help with further information on other modules. For instance, manifesting. If you exceed the maximum weight, it alerts you. So this is the maximum weight for the licensing. 80,000 pounds is what we have for this piece of equipment. You can enter in more licensing prepaid information if you wish, but this is it for this piece of equipment. For instance, you can enter in licensing for the expiration date of March 1st, 2021 and March 1st, 2022, etc., etc., etc. That way you've got a history of licensing for this piece of equipment. Now that this is done and this line item is filled in, it automatically creates licensing period information. There's 12 accounting periods between 2020-03 and 2021-02, as you noticed. Also, dollar rounding kicked in. So you can see for the first month you got $194, and every month after that is $196, totaling $2,350. Now we need to put in the GL accounting codes for this transaction. Basically, I'm going to take prepaid licensing, which is account 1141, asset, and I'm going to credit this account 100% of this transaction. Okay, now I'm going to expense account. I need license. And since it's IRP, I'm going to call it federal, not state. Okay, and this piece of equipment is domiciled in Terminal 02 Fontana. And 100% debit to the expense account. I'm done, so I hit the escape key. Now what this does is set up terminal 02 as a domicile terminal. Basically what the system does is grab licensing and expenses the cost of licensing based on the miles traveled for each terminal. So if Fontana drives 100 miles and San Diego drives 100 miles, it's a total of 200 miles for that period. Fontana and San Diego split the cost 50-50, and the system will do it automatically. So your terminal accounting for licensing is pretty much automatic once the mileage for that piece of equipment for that accounting period is entered. Okay. Any changes you want to make, you do now. Otherwise, you just hit the enter key. It then brings up the right record. Do you want to process this item? If you hit the enter key again, it'll say yes. Checks the information to make sure it's balanced. The accounting period totals equal the license information for the year. And if it does, then it files the record. Otherwise, it reports errors. And that's it. You're done.